In this 12-part series, we are going to do a month-by-month breakdown of 2023 American mass shootings. The definition of a mass shooting being used to quantify the crime data is as follows. A crime involving a firearm resulting in 4 or more victims either injured or killed. This does not include the shooter or shooters who may have also been injured or killed. The details surrounding each incident will be quickly outlined with the following statistics accumulating on screen. Number of incidents, victims injured, victims killed, suspects arrested, suspects killed, and unsolved as of the time of this video's publication. We have a lot to get through, so let's get into it. January 1st, Mifflin Township, Ohio. 1 person was killed and 4 others were injured at Buck's Platinum Club near John Glenn Columbus International Airport after an argument escalated into gunfire. Jermaine Westbrook and Charles Foster have been arrested for this crime. January 1st, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. 1 person was killed and at least 3 others were injured in a downtown parking lot. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 1st, Ocala, Florida. 2 people were killed and 4 others were injured in an early morning shooting amid a crowd of approximately 100 people. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 1st, Clinton, Maryland. 2 adults were killed and 2 others, including a child, were injured in a DV incident. A claim of self-defense has been made in this case. January 1st, Allentown, Pennsylvania. 4 adults were injured near a recreation center. Officers found one of the victims on the scene while the others showed up at a nearby hospital. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 1st, Durham, North Carolina. 5 people were injured in a drive-by shooting outside a Subway restaurant. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 1st, Miami Gardens, Florida. New Year's Eve celebrations got out of hand as 9 people were injured at a party after a neighbor began shooting into the air and into a fence. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 1st, Chicago, Illinois. A 17-year-old boy was killed and 3 other teenagers were wounded in Washington Park during a car-to-car shooting. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 3rd, District of Columbia, Washington. 1 man was killed and 3 males were injured, including an 8-year-old boy, after 2 shooters opened fire near an intersection in Northwest DC. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 3rd, New Orleans, Louisiana. 4 people were shot and wounded in the Hoffman Triangle neighborhood. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 4th, Dumfries, Virginia. A man shot his teenage girlfriend, her 3 siblings, and a teenage relative in a domestic dispute. Kenyatta Lee Oglesby has been arrested for this crime. January 4th, Cedar City, Utah. Michael Orwin Haight shot his 5 children, wife, and mother-in-law before killing himself. January 4th, Baltimore, Maryland. 5 teenage boys were shot, 1 fatally, at a mall in West Baltimore. An unidentified 16-year-old has been arrested for this crime. January 5th, Miami Gardens, Florida. At least 10 people were wounded outside a restaurant during the filming of a music video for rapper French Montana. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 5th, New Orleans, Louisiana. 2 were killed and 3 were wounded in a shooting in Central City. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 6th, Dallas, Texas. 3 people were killed and 2 others were injured in the parking lot of an apartment building in North Dallas. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 6th, San Francisco, California. 4 people were shot, 1 fatally, near a police station in the Mission District. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 7th, High Point, North Carolina. Robert J. Creighton Jr. killed his 3 children and his wife before killing himself. January 7th, Huntsville, Alabama. 2 women were killed and 13 other people were wounded during a shootout between 2 groups at a birthday party held at a strip mall. Ashton Elliott, DeMarcus Thompson, and an unidentified 16-year-old have been arrested for this crime. January 8th, Minnesota, Minneapolis. A woman and 3 men were wounded outside of a party on Hennepin Avenue. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 8th, Albany, Georgia. 4 people, including 3 teenagers, were wounded in a drive-by shooting while playing basketball in Driscoll Park. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 9th, Denver, Colorado. 4 people were wounded near an intersection in the Lodo neighborhood. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 9th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 3 people were killed and 1 was critically injured in the Mayfair neighborhood. Edwin Vargas has been arrested for this crime. January 9th, Minnesota, Minneapolis. 4 people were shot near the Lake Street Midtown Station at about 8 p.m. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 13th, Cleveland, Ohio. Martin Muniz went inside a home in the West Side and opened fire, shooting 5 family members, killing 4, before being taken into custody. January 14th, St. Louis, Missouri. An altercation between several females at the intersection of Berwyn and Lanier resulted in 4 women injured. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 15th, Homestead, Florida. 1 person was killed and 3 others were injured during a drive-by shooting near an intersection. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 15th, Phoenix, Arizona. 4 people, including a pregnant woman, were injured in a townhouse. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 15th, Rockford, Illinois. Multiple shootings occurred, leaving 3 killed and 2 others injured. Jaylon Jackson has been arrested for this crime. January 15th, Houston, Texas. 5 people were shot, 1 fatally, after a shooter opened fire outside a club in North Houston. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting. January 16th, Goshen, Texas. A baby, a teenager, and 4 others were killed in a shooting at a home. Noah David Beard and Angel Nanu Uriarte have been arrested for this crime. January 16th, Fort Pierce, Florida. 1 person was killed and 11 others were injured in a shooting at a park during a Martin Luther King Jr. Day event. The shooting stemmed from a disagreement between 2 parties. Kemye Ricardo Parson has been arrested for this crime. January 16th, Sanford, Florida. 1 woman was killed and 5 others were injured in a targeted car-to-car shooting at an intersection. No one has been arrested in connection to this crime. January 17th, Houston, Texas. 4 people were injured during a drive-by shooting of a convenience store in northeast Houston. No one has been arrested in connection to this crime. January 21st, Monterey Park, California. A 72-year-old man killed 11 people and injured 9 others at a dance studio in Monterey Park after a Lunar New Year celebration in the city. The shooter, Hu Con Tran, died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. January 22nd, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 12 people were injured, 3 critically, in a shooting at a bar. Jyshawn Jackson, Nikhil Franklin, and Sean Chez Lamar have been arrested for this crime. January 22nd, Shreveport, Louisiana. 5 adults and 3 children were injured in a home, 4 of them critically. No one has been arrested in connection to this crime. January 22nd, Tunica Resorts, Mississippi. 4 people were wounded outside a casino early in the morning after an individual in a vehicle opened fire. No one has been arrested in connection to this crime. January 23rd, Chicago, Illinois. Suspects opened fire on people in a South Shore apartment killing 2 people and wounding 3 others. No one has been arrested in connection to this crime. January 23rd, Half Moon Bay, California. 7 people were killed and 1 was critically injured at 2 farms. The victims were all farm workers. A suspect was arrested for the shootings. Zhao Chunli has been arrested for this crime. January 23rd, Oakland, California. A teenager was killed and 7 people were injured in a shooting at a gas station near the filming of a music video. Police believe the motive is gang-related. Brian Cruz has been arrested for this crime. January 24th, Robeson County, North Carolina. 3 people were killed and 1 other person critically injured in a shooting. Corey Grant Leake has been arrested for this crime. January 26th, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. 4 people were shot and wounded at a McDonald's after a fight broke out. No one has been arrested for this crime. January 26th, Newark, New Jersey. 1 person was killed and 4 others were wounded on the sidewalk outside of a liquor store in the downtown area. No one has been arrested for this crime. January 28th, Los Angeles, California. 3 people were killed and 4 others were critically injured in a shooting in the Beverly Crest neighborhood. Dante Williams and Dejon Tompkins have been arrested for this crime. January 28th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 4 people were injured in a shooting in the Oxford Circle neighborhood in northeast Philadelphia. No one has been arrested for this crime. January 28th, Austin, Texas. 1 person was killed and 4 people were injured, 2 critically, at a hookah lounge in northeast Austin. Krista John Deshawn Stevens has been arrested for this crime. January 28th, Andrews, South Carolina. 2 deceased victims were found lying in a road, while 2 injured were found nearby. Sean Lorenzo Cooper has been arrested for this crime. January 29th, Greensboro, North Carolina. 1 person was killed and 6 people were injured during a shooting at a nightclub. Deshaun Aaron Hunter has been arrested for this crime. January 29th, Columbus, Ohio. 1 person was killed and 3 people were injured after 2 shooters opened fire at a strip club in northeast Columbus. Travis Ingram Jr. has been arrested for this crime. January 29th, Luttrell, Tennessee. Charles Damon Al-Jumaili fatally shot 4 children before setting his home on fire, then killing himself. January 30th, Dallas, Texas. 1 man was killed and 3 other people, including a child, were injured in southern Dallas. Aaron Jackson has been arrested for this crime. January 30th, Lakeland, Florida. 11 people were injured, 2 critically, during a targeted attack at a neighborhood intersection 1 mile north of downtown Lakeland. 1 shooter, Brent Johnson III, has been arrested. Marquez Green, Nicholas Hasten, and an unidentified 15-year-old have also been arrested in connection to the crime. Marcus DeJuan Mobley Jr., a second shooter, was killed 7 days later during a police chase. January 31st, Durham, North Carolina. 4 men were shot, 2 killed and 2 injured in a Durham neighborhood. No one has been arrested for this crime. This brings us to the end of the first month of 2023. Our intentions for embarking on this series is to dig into the statistics that, as shocking as they are, don't give a true sense of what is happening in today's America. Giving a quick synopsis of each incident allows us to understand the mass shooting problem a lot more than simply looking at the numbers and data. Personally, I was surprised at how many of these mass shootings are currently unsolved. We've done our best to filter the data and only list the incidents that fall within the definition of a mass shooting provided at the beginning of this video. In life, there are gray areas. Therefore, any case that didn't completely fall within the given definition was omitted from this video. This video series is different than our previous deep dives where we examine the details surrounding a single case. If you want this series to continue, please subscribe, like, and share. The algorithm has not been kind to us. If you are interested in more in-depth case summaries, please check out our other videos. Thanks for watching.